Day 702 being Christopher Cruz. I was just brushing my teeth, and I was sitting here and I was thinking before I went to go brush my teeth, like, I need to message my campus pastor and like let him know, like, hey, I need to leave early tomorrow. Like, I can't stay after class and move chairs and do all that stuff. And yeah, I need to go home and I need to work. Like, I got enough money to get through a few days. Like, I can't be spending time like doing that kind of stuff. Like, I just can't. And I'm sure he'd completely understand, and it wouldn't be an issue because it never has been. And then it was like there was like this just like moment of just surrender, Chris, because God has put you in this situation to demonstrate a miracle. And it was like this feeling of he needs you to be in this position where it seems impossible. He needs to put you in this position where it seems like it is going to be impossible for you to get the money, so that when he delivers it, you cannot deny that it was God, and neither can anyone else. You know, if you go home tomorrow and you start trying to make a bunch of phone calls and get coaching clients and you get one, like, well, that's not God. I mean, it will be God giving it to you, but no one would believe that was God, and you probably wouldn't believe it was God. You'd believe it was you working hard to make it happen or whatever. And so I just had this feeling of like, just surrender, do whatever you're asked of tomorrow, and let God do what God's gonna do. Like, have faith. Have faith. Stop trying to control. And let God do what he's going to do. And I was like, that's interesting. God's making it interesting. God is making it so it is impossible to deny that it was him that did it. And I was like, wow, that's interesting. That makes sense. And it just became like pretty exciting. It's like, wow, how's God gonna show up? And it's like, yeah, that's really, really, really interesting. That's a new level of faith for me. And the thing is, like, no one asked me to join this program. No one called me. No one tried to sell it to me. I called the church 3 months after it started and say, could I join it? And then they had a conversation with me, and they didn't say you can sign up. They said, we need you to pray about it and let God answer. Whatever God tells you, you do that, because this is between you and God. And I did that, and the answer was crystal clear. And so it's like God put me in this program. So it's like, it's not about me and my pastors or me and the church or, you know, me and, you know, other people. This, for me, this program, which is why I haven't backed down at all. You know, I've had so many people tell me, like, you can't be spending that much time there. You can't be doing that much work there. And I get it. They love me and they care about me and they're worried about me, and they see like, wow, you're giving all this time and energy. You should be giving that to your business so you can make money. I could have done that for the last 6 months and I would have made a lot of money, but I would not be the person that I am. I wouldn't have the transformation that I've had. I wouldn't have the relationship that I have with my mom or Araceli or my dad. Like, I wouldn't be as open-minded as I am. I wouldn't be as open-hearted as I am. Like, I would have missed out on so much transformation. Like, I've literally in 6 months had years of transformation. And so it's like, I just know that this whole internship program that I'm in, this university program at church, it's between me and God. And so it's non-negotiable for me. Like, you know, my mind wants to like back down, like, hey, I need to do less days so I can go work on my business. And it's like, no, Chris, this is between you and God. Like, just surrender and let God do his thing. Because just so you know, you were at church 40 hours a week when God brought you the $26,000 in new clients. Nothing changed. And that's the most you've ever made in your life in a month. And you're spending 40 hours a week at church and you weren't even working on your business. because you were too tired. And then boom, God dropped it in your lap. So don't you think he could do that again and again and again and again and again? And this time, don't you think it's even more likely? Because you have a lot more faith now. You're a lot more obedient to him now. You've transformed dramatically. You have a significantly higher level of faith, and you're being obedient to him, and you're sharing this with the world. And you are literally betting on God publicly. There are people that are watching this. There are people that are seeing the video you put out today that you have $58 in your account. You don't know where the next dollar is going to come from. There are people who are seeing and they're like, I wonder if God's going to show up. And so it's like you bet on God. Like that's a level of faith. Like you literally went all in on God publicly. And you're either going to look like a complete idiot or you're going to inspire a ton of people with your faith when God shows up. And I know God's going to show up. There's just no doubt. Why would God call me to do that and have me share that just to not show up and people doubt God even more? Like, wow, God didn't show up for him. Probably not going to show up for me either. Is God even real? Like, I don't think God will allow that to happen. Especially when I'm being obedient to what he told me to do. So yeah, so this whole internship thing, this is between me and God and no one else. There's other people involved, but it has nothing to do with them. No one at the church, none of the pastors, it has nothing to do with them. This is all between me and God. But my mind is just like, all right, time to stop. You need to cut down on your days. You need to cut down on your hours. And it's like so tricky, so sneaky. And it's like, you don't think God knew they were going to add an extra day? You don't think God knew that? You don't think God influenced that? And it's interesting because the classes that we did last Thursday, because they added the Thursday classes, I was more engaged in those classes than I think any of them I've ever been. I was just taking so many notes, having so many breakthroughs. It was so great. And so, yeah, just my mind wants to have doubt. But I refuse. I refuse to give in because I'm a freaking warrior. I'm a warrior of God, and I'm going to fight for faith. And I know that God will show up. I believe it so much. I know it so much that I'm posting this stuff up publicly. That's it. The enemy was close. I was about to send this long ass message to our campus pastor like, hey, I'm leaving at 2 tomorrow. That's it. Sorry. And do this whole thing of I got $58, like you don't understand, I need to make money. And then what would I go do tomorrow? Try to figure out how to get more clients? Like, what would I even go do? I've been spending all my time coaching the clients that I got. So, yeah. God is doing something very, very good. And I'm excited. This is like being on the roller coaster. It's exciting when you trust the engineer, when you trust the one who built the roller coaster. It's fun. It's exciting. You can lift your hands up. Woohoo! I don't have any money. Yeah, this is awesome. Rather than, shit, I don't have any money. Dang it. And you resist the ride. And it's anxiety and fear. Right? When you ride the roller coaster like that and you resist it, it goes left, you try to turn it right. It goes up, you try to make it go down. It's just exhausting versus just throwing your hands up. Left, okay, let's go left. Right, let's go right. Up, let's go up. Down, sideways, okay, let's do it. And you just enjoy it. You enjoy the ride. And life is the ride. And God's the engineer of it all. So I trust the engineer. And just even that is a massive transformation from 3 or 4 months ago. Like the anxiety's not there. It's just the anxiety where I usually get the anxiety, you know, that pit in your stomach. There's just peace. There's just calm. And the old me would be panicking. But no, I'm excited. Peacefully excited. Because I'm going to focus on him, not the storm. I'm going to focus on God, not money. I'm going to focus on what God says, not money. And I'm going to wait for my miracle. Excitedly, like a kid on Christmas Eve. Like he knows Santa's going to come. Like I know God is going to deliver. And I just can't wait to see how. What if it's just like mind-blowingly beyond what I could even imagine. I mean, that's what it was last time. Last time I thought 7,000 would be, heck yes. 10,000 would be like, that would be crazy. That would just be like mind-blowing to me. But God brought in 26,000. 10,000 was mind-blowing to me to even consider 10,000. That would be mind-blowing. And God brought in 26,000. So right now I'm just excited. I'm like, listen, God, I'd be excited with 7,000. Like, that would be awesome. That would be freaking amazing. And what if he's like, actually, no, it's 50,000. So, but either way, like, who cares? Like, I'm gonna be dead one day. None of this shit's gonna matter. Like, the money won't matter. The bills won't matter. All this stuff is not gonna matter. It just won't. You don't get to take this stuff with you. You don't get to take your savings account with you. You don't get to take your credit score with you. You don't get to take your car with you. You don't get to take any of this stuff with you. It's who you were and what you did in this life that matters, not what you had. And I choose faith over finances. Period. I trust him.